Hello everyone, this is Happy, the Crafty Chemist, and I want to do a Friday update of hauls and whips for all of my different crafts that I have going on right now. I'd like to first start with stuff that I have recently purchased for coloring. I got these Ohuhu tri-tip markers, and there's 12 colors in the case. It came with the mat put in between your papers, which I really like these. And there's only 12 colors in here, which is fine because I have only got the skin tone set and the pastel set. So I may actually have a couple of the colors. I'm not really sure. I haven't checked it out. But I didn't have a black. I was looking through to get ready for June color challenges, and I didn't have a black marker. And I was like, how can I not have a black marker? So I purchased this set. I think I only paid like $17 for it. It was on a good sale, and it has this flat end on the marker, so you can do a thin line with it that way and a thick line with it this way. And then I think there was something about orienting it in another direction, and it does have another bullet tip, just a regular bullet tip on the other end. And so this, I don't think I'll get a big set of like primary kind of marker colors, but this should help me with anything I need to do that's darker in color. Of course, the pear color and this warm gray, which looks very peachy, actually would work really well for skin tone areas. And I like that it has a cool gray in here. But I was really most excited about were the actual orange and the red, which they call that marigold, and the blue and the black. And because I have chocolate, I actually think I now have 3 chocolates from my different ones. And actually the vivid green will be good too. So pretty excited about this. I haven't had a chance to use it yet. I'm still working on finishing up my class for this semester. Another thing that I just got is some stencils, and actually I have another one of these coming today, but I wanted to do these for backgrounds. I recently also purchased some of these like flat brushes for the stencils, so I can use these with my chalk pastels or with different kinds of crayons. But there's supposed to be 36 of them in here, and I really haven't even gone through them yet, but that's a nice leaf one. Some of these are good for mandalas, which I wouldn't be opposed to putting in the background, but I just wanted to be able to add a little bit more background texture instead of making them like flat color or just kind of irregularly spotty or something. So that's really cool. And I mean, I haven't done a whole lot with it lately, but I love wood grain, so that's really pretty. This is my first time going through these as well. So excited for a lot of the texture that it can bring to the backgrounds of things, or to like a watery scene, or I mean, I don't know. I will have to like play with them a little bit. So that's one of the packs that came of the 2, and I have another package of them coming today as well. It was just a little delayed, and there's something else important that's coming with it. I love this one. That I'll have to put in another Friday update haul and whips video. Oh, that has a bird on it. I was like, there's something there. Well, that's kind of neat. I really need a good cloud stencil, and I found one that I really liked, but it was $7 for the stencil and $25 for shipping, and I was like, absolutely not. That is so cool. I love this one. I like this one too. That's great for mermaid themes. Not one I'll probably use much, but you never know. You never know. I like that. also be fun. Great circles. And ooh, very cool. Very cool. I like that. It's so 3D looking. So I got these stencils to use with, like I said, chalk pastels, or even just watercolors maybe. I don't know. I'm going to play with them. And a few weeks ago, I got 2 boxes of Arteza gouache, and I rearranged everything into a color number order. So I have a couple of extras, but like this is color 3. Actually, that's out of order. And white is 1. I really just wanted the white, but I've been using them. I used it on a coloring page, a couple coloring pages last month, or one this month and one last month actually. So I got a set that was, I don't know what it's for, but it has pinks and browns in it. It's not really like a skin tone one, but because it has like purple in it and red, but maybe I guess you could use both of those at kind of skin tone. And then I got this like landscape set, and there's a few duplicates, so like you get into the duplicates here, and I just, you know, kept them as backup. Both of them came with a white, and both of them came with these colors here. So I got them so that I can use them in the coloring books as well, and I have been using them, and I like that. But one of the things that I really figured I needed to do, and I actually haven't opened these up yet either, is I want to keep coloring in the dot book that I have. And so I got these mandala painting tools so that I can dip it in the paint and make a good dot. I have been saving the paint because it can be reactivated with water, and so I'm just putting it in here. And I mean, these were super cheap. I got like 6 of them for $2 or something, so that I don't waste any of my paint or anything, and I can paint over other surfaces and things. It has been making a really nice base color for stuff, so I'm liking that. I think I'll just put these in my thing over here. But these are much smaller, and maybe I can use them instead of a brush for getting in really close on some lines and things. So I need to try these out too. Just like I said, been busy, really busy, and haven't had time to do that yet. But I will soon. Another thing I bought that I'm really glad I did is the Caran d'Ache palette. And you can see that I have been using my Neocolor 2 on here, and a couple of the coloring pages that I've been doing, which showing my coloring whips is on the thing, but I'll show you. This is where I started using the palette, is on these 2 pages here. Let's see if I can zoom that out a little bit so you can see more of the page. So that yellow I did as a background here. That's all Neocolor 2. This background has been Neocolor 2 as well, and I've been using Castle Art, just the cheaper version, not the gold ones, over the top of that. And there's a little bit of the Inktense like on her hair here. So this is in City Among the Stars by Hannah Carlson. I've only colored one other page in this book, and that's this one. And I have these 2 planned for this month, and another one you can see is marked back there. So I'm glad to be getting into that book a little bit more. The other, that's it for the coloring whips. So next I have also, well, I love using, I don't know where I put my pen, watercolor pens. Not watercolor pens. I love using fountain pens. And this is the one that I have been using the last few days. This is a Redwood Burl, and it is a pen that I made. It has, the metal is plated gold, and it just has the nib that it came with, but that screws apart this way, and it has a just like a piston filling thing. And the color that I have in there is a Vinta ink. It's called Blue Floss. Let's see if we can get that to focus up there. And it's a very light color blue. It's a little darker right now on my page here. I was using this on here to like give myself a plan for what I was talking about. It's a little darker there than it was over here. I was making some notes on colors that I might like to try out. And while I was looking around at some pens to try, which is part of my next part of my haul that I want to talk about, I discovered that Caran d'Ache makes ballpoint pens. And I actually bought this a while ago. I didn't even know that it was Caran d'Ache. It's probably really hard to see that it says Caran d'Ache there. And it's got Wonder Woman on it. It's part of the Justice League. This is a blue ballpoint pen. I like Wonder Woman, so it's been around. But I did make a purchase because while I was looking at what I might like to get, I got some stuff from Gold Spot here. And I'll fuzz all that out. I've never ordered from them before, but the reason I did is because they have this notebook. And this notebook is by Endless, and it has a paper in it called Regalia, I believe it is. So apparently I can register my notebook. Oh, there's a cute little smiley face back there. That's perfect for somebody who calls herself happy. Yeah, so it says it's ink-loving regalia paper, and I have not yet written in it, but my understanding is that this paper doesn't have it feels very nice. It's such nice paper. So like in this book, you can see that my fountain pen ink goes through the paper. And this is good quality paper that's in this book. And that's the issue I've had with every book. It's like, I love using my fountain pens, but every book I've tried is like the paper, it still goes through the paper. So I'm gonna give it a go. And I'm just gonna write the date. It says this is fountain pen loving paper. And actually I can see that that ink looks so much nicer on this paper than it does the paper that I was writing on yesterday. You can see a big difference between them. You can see that the writing has some shading to it. And that's really great for this ink. It should be a shading ink. And while you can tell there's something written on the other page, the ink did not come through. And that is what I was really looking for. So what I can do is take this with me on some trips that I have coming up and take notes about the trips. And that dried really fast on top of it. Wow, this is really nice paper. So that was the reason I bought it. I tried to buy it from the Endless site, but then there was something, it was doing something weird with my credit card. So while I was there, I picked up 2 ink colors that I have been wanting literally for years. And these are just the mini bottles. I haven't had a chance to open these just yet. This stuff came yesterday in the mail. So let me get the scissors here. And it's Golden Leaves and Ginkgo Tree by Colorverse. I have a number of Colorverse inks. I don't know where my eraser is. I'm not seeing it. Let's see if I can. Oh, I did cut through it a little bit. Just cut it off. I'm not going to keep the little box anyways. So it comes with that. Oh, this is a little bottle, but that's okay. It's 5 mils. That'll give me a chance to use the color and play around with it a little bit. It's the smallest of the ink bottles I now own, but that's cute. Perfect for traveling too. So, because I also kind of planned to take these colors of ink with me on my trip. They were $7 for each of the bottles. And so there's the ginkgo tree, which could be my favorite tree. I really love ginkgo trees. Now this is an orangey color and the other one is a yellow color, as you can see kind of on here. I haven't swatched them yet, but I will do that off camera at some point. So cute, guys. I imagine that this is because bottles are too small to get your pen in there. But I'll take them traveling with me. And then because I am a fountain pen maker, I bought I've never really had fountain pens that I didn't make. I think I have one and I don't even know where it is. Oh, here it is. It's like a non-name brand. I can't even read. It may say something there. Oh no, it's a Jinhao. So that is a name brand. But it, oops, wrong end. It's just, it was cheap. I bought it off of Amazon. Let's zoom back. Yeah, so I bought that off of Amazon. And I only ever put purple ink in it. I only have like 2 bottles of purple ink because I do not like purple. It's a pretty big joke with my friends, but I don't like it. So this is a brush nib. And I specifically got this one so that I could use it maybe with art. And I forget, it says it's platinum. So this is a refillable brush nibbed fountain pen. It came with a cartridge, I guess I'll use it as a cartridge pen. I don't have very many cartridges. I'm not a cartridge pen user, but I may see if I can fit another thing in there, like a refill thing. I kind of wanted to see how that works. I don't know what color it is. We'll have to give that a few minutes to like fill up. And I bought a Flex Nib pen from Noodlers. I have a couple of Flex Nibs that I have replaced on the fountain pens that I have made, but I have never purchased a Flex Nib pen. And so, okay, I had this open yesterday. There we go. A Flex Nib, when it writes, is going to, the tines are going to come apart a little bit so that you get variation in the width of your writing as you write. So I got it in green to kind of go with this notebook here. And I have a lot of green ink, so I probably will only put green ink in there. Then this one is a TWSBI. Wispy, I think, is what they go at. And this is what's called a demonstrator pen. And you can see all the way through it. And it's very a wide pen, but the whole idea is that you can show people what you're doing. And this one has a 1.1 nib, so it's extra wide on it, and I don't have anything wide. Most of them that I have, like this one, I think is a medium nib, and you can see the difference between the two. This one could also be the stub. I bought one stub and I bought one double broad and one flex, and then the one felt tip to try out all the different kinds of nibs. So you can see that that is a whole lot wider than the medium that I have on this pen here. So I'm excited to give that a go. And then I also bought a Kaweco, and this is a sport pen. There we go. And it's really pretty. It has a nice curly So this one I need converters for. It is very much a traveling pen, and it has a very short fill area. Actually, yeah, there's a, I'm not gonna be, I don't like cartridges. I have a lot of these just blue Kaweco cartridges. I'm not gonna be using that in there. I'll leave it in there for right now, but I have 2 of the converters on the way for this. And okay, so I think this is the double broad and this one was the stub. This is a stub. So the difference on the stub is that when you turn it over, there's a little ball underneath there. Let's see if I can get that to focus. So there's this little ball underneath here where the ink flows out, and on this one it's flat instead of being a little ball. So it also gives you some different ways of writing. I'm actually hoping that maybe some of these nibs I can switch out. If I know that I can switch them, then I can buy the nibs separately and put them into some of my other fountain pens, because I have more than 20 that I have made myself. Just all kinds of them. Here's one that's just orange, and you can see that all of mine, this one's a fine one. This one's a medium, and I love this pen. Here's another one I really like. This one glows in the dark. And it also looks like it has either a fine or a medium nib. So I have a lot that I have made. That's just a few of them. And here's another one. Like I said, I have over 20 of them. They're not even all sitting here because I have them all over the place. I use them in the office. I have them in my purse. So I'm a big fan of the fountain pen. So having these ones that I haven't made around is going to give me a chance to try out some things that I've never gotten to try before. So if you're not into fountain pens, I'm sure that you're quite bored with all of this by now. So I will move on. And since I do crafting and I am a knitter, like my 3 favorite things are wood, crayons, and wool. And I've actually been working on plying some wool here on this spindle that I made. This one was, I've made this a while back, but I sent it off to Ply Magazine, and it was photographed for Ply Magazine for an article that I wrote for that on using this type of spindle and on the history of that spindle. I have recently pulled out this knitting project. It is a color work sweater, and you can see it has this phases of the moon, and this is like is an arrow. That's the back of the sweater. Here's the front. The arrow is a little shorter in the front, so it has this arrow that goes through the full moon and a lot of little stars and stuff. So I'm actually to the point where I'm almost done with the main chart that goes through for this thing. I think there's 4 rows left on it. There's my 2 colors of yarn. There's one of them anyway. The other one must be sitting over on the couch. So that is one knitting thing that I've been working on regularly this summer. Oh, no, the other ball of yarn fell on the floor. Here's the other ball. And then I have reached past the halfway point on a poncho. And this poncho is using 4 different colors of yarn, 3 of which are ones that I spun myself. And so see, I've reached the neck hole of the poncho and now I'm going down the front. So this is the back. This is a style of knitting called brioche. And it is a reversible knitting. So the other side is the mirror image of the outside. So inside, outside kind of mirror images of each other. The yarns that I'm using, I have this one here I spun a really long time ago. It is, I believe it's Cheviot, alpaca, the dark brown is yak and silk. And and there's merino in here too. I had a really fun time making that yarn. It's so super soft because alpaca makes things very soft. This brownish mane color is a blend of many different colors, all in a pinkish sort of range, and variety of wools. I can't tell you how many. I also spun it a long time ago. This is a Cascade Heritage sock yarn. It's a pink color that I bought for making a Stephen West shawl that I wasn't liking so much, so I ripped it out. And this one is a merino braid that was many different colors, and I spun it up just randomly with the colors. Like I split the braid into a whole bunch of different pieces and different lengths, and then I randomly selected them and then 2-plied the yarn for this really cool effect of, you know, it's not a solid color anywhere. And I like the colors in it. It has this like greenish yellow and some turquoise color, and there's some very light pinks in there. And so that's the majority of the colors that you can kind of see here with this. So the back is pretty long, and I just need to finish the front. It has these different repeating sections. So there's like 6 sections for the shawl and for the poncho. And yeah, I'm very excited. It's very squishy. It's going to be very warm. Actually, it makes me a little blanky sometimes when I'm knitting with it. So that is my knitting whips. I've been working on this one for about 2 months. The other one I've been working on for about 2 years. So I have more than 20 different projects that I'm working on at the same time. It's stupid. I shouldn't be doing it. And the last haul item I want to show is a fleece haul. I bought this at the Midwest Fiber Festival in St. Louis a couple of months ago, but I didn't get mine. So it is a rose gray alpaca. I split it with a friend, and this is the color. And it is freaking gorgeous. I really, really like it. I was originally going to, and you can see, alpaca fleece are not oily. They are dusty. The alpacas like to roll in the dirt to cool off. So I bought this from one of my 3 favorite fiber pushers. This is from Apothecary, and it's a really pretty braid. I was going to use it with another set of alpaca that I got. I got this black alpaca roving, and I thought they would look good together, but now seeing this fleece, I actually think that I may blend these two together, and I think that'll be really, really pretty. And I can always use the black alpaca with another braid. So that is some of my recent hauls and whips of 2 of my 3 crafting obsessions. And we will look at others on another Friday. Happy Friday, happy coloring, and happy crafting.